They put this in this afternoon. I'll guarantee you've been on it 30 times already.
I made one call, Ralph. One call. I spoke to Trixie.
Trixie, upstairs? Let's all on the phone and talk to her upstairs. What's the matter? Yelling out the window is too good for you now? What, was it raining out?
Yelling out the window is bad manners.
Don't you make any nasty remarks about my mother. She's been yelling out the window for 80 years.
Yeah? And before she lost her voice, there were more people listening to her than to Amos and Andy. Now you listen to me, Ralph. That phone is staying here. Everybody but us has a telephone. All you're worried about is the money. Well, you can just stop worrying because I'll figure out some way to pay for that phone. I'll just, I'll cut down on something.
I know what you'll cut down on. My food. Cut down on that. That's my food. We'll have a phone, but I won't have anything to eat.
Oh, Ralph.
Don't old Ralph. I'm sick and tired of hearing that old Ralph. The bills will get bigger and bigger, and I'll get less to eat. I'll start losing weight. Then you know what I'll look like?
Yeah, a human being.
Oh, you're gonna get yours.
If you just stop being so stubborn, you'd realize that we do need a phone. It is just as important for you as it is for me.
Oh, it has nothing to do with me, because when I'm working all day, you'll be making calls. And then when I'm home at night, you'll be getting them. That phone is for you. You.
Hello? Yeah. It's for you.
Hello? Shut up.
All right, now what'd you hang up on Norton for?
Because he's a nut calling me up to congratulate me about having a telephone. Now look, let's get something straight right now, right here and now. A man's home is just like a ship. And on this ship, I am the captain. I am the captain of this ship. Do you understand that? You are nothing but a lowly, third-class seaman. That's all you are. Your duty is to get the mess, swab the deck, and see that the captain feels good. That's all you have to do. Remember, you're nothing but a lowly, third-class seaman. I'm the captain. Where are you going?
Seaman Crandon, third class, is retiring to the poop deck until this big wind blows over.
Okay, you've seen all three of them, right? And did you understand this last one? Okay. Okay, now you're going to have to raise your hand. So, Abby, can you keep track while we vote of the numbers? Okay. How many of you want to work on the first scene? The man wants to go to the convention and his wife won't let him go. Just raise your hand if you want to work on that one.
要玩第一道的影片的人请举手。
No one? No one. Okay? 0. How many of you want to work on the second scene? The boy and the girl talking about when they can kiss and have sex and stuff like that.
第二
No
道
one?
影片的，还要分组嘛？我们要玩影片。
That leaves the third scene. You all want to work on the third scene? You only get 3 choices. The last one?
要玩第三个影片的请举手。
How about you guys?
不能不举手哦。
You didn't vote.
Everybody have to vote. 每个人分组要 vote， 不要。
Unless you don't care. So the third scene. Okay, the third scene. Anyone remember what the next step is? We did all this. We chose the scene. We downloaded the subtitles. I did that for you. Now we're going to study the script a little bit without looking at the video. But let's look at the video one more time because I can stop and go and ask you questions. Okay?
you better get him in a good mood while he's still out in the hall, because he's going to see that as soon as he comes through the door. Yeah. I know, I'll hide it. Yeah, good idea.
We're going to start it from when the man comes to talk, okay?
Well.
You understand this part,
I
right?
can wait to see till I get him in a good mood, and then I'll tell him about it. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hi, dear.
Okay, now, he's a bus driver, and that's his wife. And they don't make a lot of money. And they live in a small apartment, as you can see, right?
And how is the charming Mrs. Norton?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. I'll see you later, Alice. I better be going. Bye.
Lovely girl, that Trixie.
Oh, Ralph, I'm so glad you're in a good mood, because there's something I just gotta tell you.
Oh, hey, before you tell me anything, let me tell you something. You know that guy that works down, he's a bus driver down at the depot, Joe?
Does anyone, do you know what a depot is? D-E-P-O-T. A depot. The bus depot works down at the depot. It's one subtitle back. I'll see if I can make it go out.
Mood, because there's something I just gotta tell you.
Oh, hey, before you tell me anything, let me tell you something. You know that guy that works down,
He's a bus driver down at the depot. Depot. You know what a depot is? Anyone know? No? The bus depot is the bus station. The
大的
bus
转运站。
station. We call it a depot. D-E-P-O-T, but the T is silent. Okay? New word. Depot.
转运站。
His name. He's another bus driver down at the depot.
bus driver down at the depot, Joe Lustig.
Uh-huh.
You know, the guy that's always making up.
The guy that's always making those stale jokes. What is a stale joke? What do you think? You know what a joke is, right? What is stale? What does stale mean? Anyone know what stale means? See, when you're alone, you use a dictionary and look it up, but I'm here, so I can tell you. When we go to the market and we buy bread, we want it to be fresh. Fresh bread, made that day, right? Then we take it home, and after a few days, it's not fresh anymore, it's stale. A little too old. Stale. What do you think a stale joke is?
老掉牙的笑话。
What would be a stale joke? When you buy the bread and it's fresh, it tastes good. It's really yummy, has all the flavor. But when it's stale, it's not so good anymore. It's not so tasty anymore. When you hear a joke that's new, you laugh. It's funny. But after you hear it a few times, it's not so funny anymore. So it's stale. An old joke. So you know the guy that's always making those stale jokes. Telling those stale jokes. When we say, tell me a joke, or tell a joke, we say, making a joke. He's making a joke. It's like saying telling. This is a phrase we use a lot. Making a joke.
Stale jokes about me being slightly overweight.
Mood, because it's something I just gotta tell you.
Oh, hey, before you tell me anything, let me tell you something. You know that guy that works down, he's a bus driver down at the depot, Joe Lustig?
Uh-huh.
You know, the guy that's always making those stale jokes.
He's making stale jokes about him being slightly overweight. What is slightly overweight? Slightly. A little bit fat. Do you think he's slightly overweight? Or like overweight in a big way? So he's fat. So he changes the joke. You know, he's always making those stale jokes about me being fat. No, he's making those stale jokes about me being, slightly overweight. tries not to admit it.
About me being slightly overweight. Well, last night he goes home to dinner, see, and he sits down. As soon as he sits down to eat, the telephone rings. And they want him to come down and take some guy's place who's sick, take over the shift. Well, he gets on, he says, I don't want to do this. He starts...
Do you understand what he's saying? His friend got a telephone call, co-worker who works at the depot, got a phone call telling him someone was sick, so he had to go in and work an extra shift. You know what a shift is? A shift, a work shift. You know what it is? Yes?
工作排班，
Yes? If you work in a factory from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, that's your shift. He starts complaining and beefing. What does beefing mean? Anyone know? To beef? You know what beef is, right? As a noun, you know what beef is. When you have a beef with someone, it's to have an argument with them. So he's complaining, oh no, I don't want to go, I want to stay home, and beefing. Why do I have to do it? Get someone else to do it. Arguing. Complaining and arguing. Beefing. It's an old-time expression, but you still hear it.
Complaining and beefing, he says it's not my turn.
Oh, whose turn was it?
It was my time. But because we haven't got a telephone, they can't get me. So he had to go down and take over the shift. Imagine that. I get out all the dirty work because we haven't got a phone.
I get out of all the dirty work. What is dirty work? What is dirty work? You know what dirty means, right? But this is a special expression, dirty work. What does it mean? You know what it means? You have it in school all the time. Homework. Anything you have to do that's extra that you don't want to do is dirty work. So let's say when you were little kids in school and you misbehave and the teacher makes you sit down and write out the textbook. Did anyone ever make you do that? Or you know that punishment? It doesn't do anything, it's just a punishment, it's dirty work. So he says, because he doesn't have a phone, he gets out of all the dirty work. They can't call him to come in and do extra work. Why is the audience, this is, in the old days you could go and watch while they made a TV show. You could sit in the audience and watch. You understand? Now they don't do it anymore. But in Taiwan, a variety show you can go and watch, right? So in the old days, you could watch a program like this. Why is the audience laughing there? Why were they laughing? They weren't really laughing at what he said, but let's just look at the last thing he said. Imagine that. Imagine that means think of that.
Imagine that. I get out all the dirty work because we haven't got a phone.
You understand why the audience is laughing?
That's an irony. That's an irony because his wife hid a telephone
Right.
inside the house.
It's ironic. And this is the center, the core of the conflict. That telephone is what they're going to fight about. And the audience knows before he knows. So they're laughing because they know what's coming. They get a little excited because they know from this television program that now they're going to see the funny part of the program when they fight. That's always the highlight of this program, to watch them fight. In America, and I guess in Taiwan, I don't know Taiwanese television real well, but you know in America we have programs like Friends and famous programs that are funny like that, comedies like that, yeah? The word for that is a situation comedy. What is a situation? What does it mean, a situation? What does it mean? Does anyone know the definition of situation? Yeah? You know? What is it? Can you say in English? But you know in Chinese. What is it in Chinese? Once again? 情况. 状况. Something like that. What does it mean? In English, what does it mean? Situation.
I mean the condition or environment? Something
Yeah, it's
like
a
that.
condition or an environment. Right?
情境.
The situation is the setup or the environment the characters suddenly find themselves in. And so the situation is she bought a telephone without telling him. That's the situation. Now, there'll be comedy about that. But you notice in this, the situation makes all the comedy, so we call it a situation comedy. That's very popular in America. But in the first movie clip we watched, the two men are going to go to the convention. The situation wasn't funny, but the characters were funny. The way they behave. And, you know, you get hit on the head with a flower vase, and that kind of comedy is called slapstick. We laugh at the characters, not so much at their situation.